once in my life I'm actually semi in control.
Yeah, since we switched over to video, that's all on his end now.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's conveniently very easy to turn a video file into an audio file. It's very easy, much easier than trying to convert anything else over. All right, I'm good. Shit, I got Gwolf there. G is here.
Hello, I exist.
You exist. G, I had a planned opening for the show where I called you a YouTube OG.
Ah.
Would you? All right. So before I do it, would you say that would be appropriate?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I've only been on this fucking platform for what, 12, 13 years at this point? It's been a while.
Because
I've been a few days.
Because the crazy thing is, I'm gonna have Jay on this show, Ultra Jay on this show.
Oh God.
And I was actually really going to commit to the OG part when I had him on the show.
You think I'm OG? This is like founder, right? Like,
yeah. like calling you an OG, I feel like is valid. I feel like if I didn't call Jay an OG,
right,
I'd be like disrespectful as shit.
So, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, GBA Part 1, 14 years ago. 15 years next February.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. This week, as you guys may or may not remember from last week's mini episode that was just me, where I explained why this show was not on the air 3 fucking weeks in a row. To my credit, I'm only taking credit for 2 of those. One of those was not my fault. Thank you very much. I'm standing by that. This week we have a special guest. A friend of mine, a Twitch streamer, a video game reviewer?
Retrospective? Whatever the hell I do.
And one title that he will not dispute me on. Actual YouTube OG.
Yes.
Actual.
Back in my day, you see, we had 5 stars.
A good friend of mine. I think you guys are really going to enjoy him for this show. MegaGWolf, thank you for coming on, my man. Appreciate it. It's gonna be
welcome.
Gonna be a party. So I don't use the term OG lightly. Gee, me and you have a history with YouTube. We were on the platform back when it was 10 minutes.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my God. I don't even know how people survive that.
It's crazy when I talk to people on YouTube now about YouTube, and I mentioned a 10-minute time limit, and there is a very large amount of people on the community who just don't know about that. They just don't know. They're like, what? 10 minutes? What the
just memory hold.
10-minute video? Why would anyone ever participate with that? And it's like, that's a great...
That's no other alternatives?
That's a great question. Why would anybody participate in a medium that's only 10 minutes long? But you know what, G? You've kind of switched up your game throughout the years. So how do you define yourself then, right? Because like when I first met you, you were a Let's Player. Then you took on sort of the YouTube video game opinion piece thing. And then you said, fuck all that noise. I'm going to Twitch. Then you came back. Then you came back to YouTube and said, well, I don't want to do reviews, but I want to do video game content. And then, like a 6-year-old channel that he hasn't posted to in years, by the way. pixelated memories, you just decide, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna post content on this channel that no one's actually looked at in like 6 years, and I'm just gonna drop a video.
Well, I have ADHD, and I feel like if that isn't the most example of that, I don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I go where I feel I'm needed, and then I fuck off elsewhere.
You go back into your castle of illusions.
Exactly.
Cause like it honestly kind of gives me fucking whiplash watching what the fuck you do some weeks. I'm like, Jesus, does this man even have like do you even know what you do anymore? G? Do you even?
I make content. Lots of content. Where the content is, you might have to scour a bit, but it's out there.
Where it is, what kind of content, and
you know.
But it's there.
Hey man, hey, 90% of the game is just making the content to begin with. God knows, I've met my fair amount of people who can't even get the content made. I think my favorite part of me being around on YouTube these days, I'm pretty sure, G, you've seen it with a lot of people. It's like they'll make content for like a month, 2 months, burn out, and then never come back. I know you've seen it, because I see it all the fucking time. You'll get a comment saying like, oh, you inspired me to make content, and then you actually go look and they made content for like 6 months. Right? So they kicked ass for 6 straight months, and you're like, good for you. And then you notice they stopped making content for like 3 years because they burnt themselves the fuck out. That was all they had in them. That's it. That was it. I'm like,
but playing video games for the internet is so easy, Rezo. Like, come on. It's like
Jesus. Oh my God.
Definitely
that is
not more work than anyone actually
Yeah, it's crazy though, because you wouldn't think that people would like burn out that fast. Like somehow, like I don't think I've really had a moment of like actual burnout since I came back in like 2019, which is crazy because I'm honestly surprised I haven't burned out, but I haven't. Have you?
I have burned out. Yeah, I have definitely felt it. There was specifically, must be 3 or 4 years ago. It was a big denial phase for me. Well, like, no, I'm good, and then I don't upload for a while, and then a while turns into no, I wasn't. See, then I don't upload for like a month, and then I'll do like one video, and then I realize, maybe I've burnt out.
No, I think the worst part of it is like the longer you don't create, the worse you feel. Right?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Like you feel worse about not creating because you're not creating. And then it's like, so it's like one week.
It's still difficult to do it.
Yeah.
So you try to do it, and then you start, and then you stop, and then you feel terrible.
Yeah. So it's like 1 week leads to 2 weeks, leads to a month. Next thing you know, you haven't made content in like 2 months, and now you're just like, oh.
And then you open your last project and think, what was I doing here again? Fuck.
Yeah. Oh God. To redo everything again. I mean, I was sitting on that Castle of Illusion episode, like it was about a third done for about 2.5 years. So I did feel that. I really did feel that. And then one time I was just like, I don't know. I noticed that by now, like as of talking right now, it would have been 3 years since I uploaded on the channel. And I was like, I am not letting that number tick over. I'm doing this video now.
Yeah, speaking of the old voice, before you go into that project, and then you go, I have no memory of this place.
What year is it?
It really is crazy though, Like, when you really think about it, like, when you, like, try to dive back into something that you just haven't touched. You know what I mean? Like, you haven't touched something in, like, a really long time, and then you try to get back into it, and then...
Loading a save game in an RPG you haven't touched for half a year.
I think the hardest part for me coming back wasn't, like... It was trying to figure out how to make this whole thing work again. Does that make sense? Because, like, you're in a new space, you have to figure out how you want things to work out. My big thing was I needed the setup to be as, like, frictionless as possible. So, like, I'm not fucking with cables. I'm not fucking around with trying to, like, unhook and rehook shit up every time I want to, like, do something. I want to just sit down, press a button on my controller, look at the screen, and get to fucking work. And, because turns out, the biggest hurting factor for me was if I have to clean up and unconnect a bunch of cables every time I'm finished recording every fucking time, that's like 5 to 10 minutes of work. You'd be surprised how far you're willing to go not to do that 5 to 10 minutes of work. 5 to 10 minutes of work is a really good motivating factor to not fucking do something. I would know. All right? Believe it or not, like, I don't like to call myself lazy, but,
I do. I like to call myself lazy. I'm lazy as hell.
Yeah, but, like, you do, like, VR content. You can't be that lazy.
No, that's true. I don't always.
You're efficient.
Yeah. I'm efficiently lazy.
Yeah.
I do things to my best ability, so later I don't have to do anything else. Right?
Yeah, right. I put the work in now, so, like, 2 months from now, I don't ever have to put the work in ever again. It's perfect, really. So the next portion of the show is where we talk about what games we are playing, what games are currently taking up our time, not always related to our current ventures. Okay. Maybe just for leisure. I'll start to help you out. I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in my spare time. Among, like, 5 or 6 other games that I'm also kind of, like, shifting through in my spare time, just because I can, between, like, Final Fantasy VI, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Yakuza 0, I think those are the big ones. Those are the ones taking up most of my fucking time. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is... Like, Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition was, like, anime, right? Like, it had its anime moments, right? Where I'm like, oh my god, this is so anime. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, every time that theme song starts to pop off, bro, it's 100% anime. The entire time. It is all anime. 100%. This is some Crunchyroll having ass shit. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm here for it. Every time. It's so good. I can't, man. I fucking can't. I cannot with this fucking... Every time there's a cutscene fight scene, I'm just like, anime! Most anime-ass, having-ass shit I've ever played in my fucking life. And it's fantastic. I fucking love it. It's great.
Can't say it ever interested me personally, but then again, it is hard for me nowadays to get into RPGs.
You know, that's crazy, because when I met you, you was a big stand for Persona 4, so what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
what happened?
I played a shit ton of RPGs back in the day, but maybe that's because I had more time to do it. Like, that's the problem with those kind of games nowadays. It's like an investment.
It is an investment. It is an investment. I'll tell you the truth, G. I'll tell you the truth, and you probably can relate to this. The thing I had to get over in this hobby of mine was getting over the mindset that everything was content. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Because you're like, oh, I could record this. Oh, I could do. I could do something with it.
Right. So when your mindset is everything is content, you play nothing because everything is content, and that's not fun. That's not fun. That's like the opposite of fucking fun. Because then it's like, why do I own any of this shit if I'm never gonna actually play it?
And then that mindset kind
Mm-hmm.
you into thinking that every video game is work.
Ooh.
Yep. Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
because making content is essentially work.
It is, no matter how much I enjoy yelling during a video, time to kill a god.
I mean, you can enjoy work. That's the thing, but it is what it is.
It's work.
Yeah.
It's fucking. There is fucking effort involved. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one. My bad. My daily vice. Animal Crossing.
Hey.
Boys,
don't let Jen hear that.
Boys, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, boys. It is really hard for me not to do this every fucking... I get home from work, I'm like, well, I gotta put my 2 hours of work into Animal Crossing before I can get anything done today. That's just... And I'm like, but I really have to get videos done. But not before Animal Crossing, obviously. Like, priorities, motherfucker, priorities. But yeah, that's my...
sorry, I was like this very important event. I was talking to... I don't know a name of a villager. Oh, is that a friend of yours? No, Animal Crossing.
No, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing. I was cleaning up a portion of my town so it didn't look like a weed infested fucking ghetto. My bad. You know what? G, I'll let you go next. What games have you been enjoying when you actually have the time to play fucking video? Do you even have time to play video games? Do you?
I do. I set aside time specifically to just be like, okay, I've done quite a bit of work. Let's play something. And right now, I'm still in that wave of enjoying Vampire Survivors likes, essentially.
Okay. Fair.
So I've been playing one called Bounty of One, which is this like kind of westerny looking one. It's kind of simple, and I think it's still in early access, but pretty fun so far. The other one was Project Lazarus, which is this mech based one, and that one's pretty good too.
Oh.
In terms of like big like continuous play, I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball: The Breakers because I'm a glutton for punishment. I love Breakers, and it's like anytime someone asks me, "Is Breakers a good game?" I'm just like, I mean, you know, I like it. I really like it. Good though, well, really hard to sell.
Oh god, I have that same problem with certain games. It's like someone will see videos of something I've done, and they're like, "Man, you had a lot of fun with that. Is that like a good game?" And I'm like,
I mean, do you have some time?
I'm like,
obvious.
You want the long or the short version?
The obvious cons of Breakers right away is the fact that getting abilities and characters, it's a gacha. So you have to, you know, basically pull for the characters, and that's a big turnoff for a lot of people. But I really enjoy it. So other games, I guess, I've been playing some modded Terraria lately because I'm a slut for Terraria, and I will have any excuse to play again. As well as
you have not put down Terraria since I fucking met you. You always come back to that fucking video game. Holy shit. Holy shit, you're still standing that fucking game.
If it wasn't for VR chat and FF14, Terraria would be my most played Steam game. Like, just full stop. And then I guess I've been like dabbling casually in like Tears of the Kingdom. And then oh god, there was one more. Oh, you know what I finally did? Me, a PC gamer, right?
Hold up. Let me get comfortable. I gotta get ready for this one. This one's about to blow my fucking mind. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Me, PC gamer with multiple consoles as well over the years. Growing up playing PC games, not once have I done this before, by the way, but about a week and a half ago, roughly, I played for the first time ever the original Doom.
I
am a 34-year-old man who has had
bullshit.
I was a kid, and I have never, until a week and a half ago, played Doom 1.
Welcome to a few decades ago.
Well, bro, you should have hit me up. I have a freeware fucking floppy disk sitting in a bin back there. I could have sent it to you.
Oh man, the authentic. I have no way to even a floppy disk work.
I think it would be more work to make the floppy disk work than to just fucking pirate Doom. Honestly,
if it's even readable still.
Yeah, right. Well, thankfully, if you buy Doom, the original on Steam, you can load up the DOSBox version of the 1994 version. Yeah, I think
something around that time.
1993, 1994, one of those. But
sounds about right.
Yeah, so that was the kind of authentic experience I wanted to do, because I could have done one of the source ports, or I could have done like GZ Doom, but I wanted to go for authentic, as authentic as you can get. Anyway.
Nice.
Yes, that's what I've been playing mostly. That's
certainly a retro experience.
Yeah.
So you liked it?
Yes. Yeah. While I did it for me, no, overall experience, I understand why this left a huge impact and why it's great and really well received and all that. One of the reasons
obviously shows its age.
Oh yeah. When I got in and I tried to look up with the mouse and started moving forward, I'm like,
nope.
Oh no. And that got really weird. I got used to it, but there were times when I'd be on like a pillar or something, and there'd be some guy down there. I'd reflectively move my mouse down, and I'd fling myself off the pillar. But once I got used to it, pretty good. Episode 4 kicked my ass. That's a ramp up in difficulty, let me tell you. But yeah, no, it was really fun. I'm glad I did it. Can't wait to play Doom 2, which I've also not played.
I mean, figures. I mean, those only came out a year apart.
Yeah.
The original was 93, and then Doom 2 came out in 94.
Ah, okay.
So they already did the thing with the yearly games back then. Sometimes.
This is actually me building up to finally getting into like Doom WOD specifically, myhouse.wod that I want to have a go at. But I thought before like trying something like that, I should really like go and experience what it's based on and like what it's built upon. Yeah, so that's what I kind of did. And just because I wanted to do it, I recorded the whole thing, and incidentally, I'm probably going to make videos out of it. So
it actually did get turned into content.
It's content. It's fucking content. Cool.
I was like, I'll just record it, but yeah, it's good.
Nice. Well, since you had needed to get used to it, there's gonna be fun moments in there.
Yeah.
You could probably make a montage of that.
Oh god, yeah. There's one specific like level and layout I can think of. It was quite early on where I am on a pillar and I'm just whoop.
Yeet. Yeet yourself off the pillars. Yeah, it's cool that even games from that age still can bring enjoyment.
Yeah, I like pixel art because I feel like it's timeless, especially nowadays since people have like, used pixel art even currently. It's when you start getting into like, PS1 and 64 that it can be a bit
the early
weird.
3D graphics.
Yeah, that can be quite dated,
Yeesh.
but yeah, these things last.
Oh, don't worry. Give it a couple more years. That shit will become nostalgic too. Just watch.
Oh yeah, well I mean, PS1 aren't they? Like how many horror games now come out that are using PS1 aesthetics? It's wild.
Yeah. Obviously, it's nostalgic, but the early 3D just doesn't hold up quite as well as advanced 2D.
Oh, don't worry. Give it a few more years, and people will feed you the lie that it does hold up. I promise you. Fucking.
It's when I talk to people nowadays, and they're like, the GameCube is so nostalgic for me," and I'm just like, "Oh, no." My first console was a Wii.
Bro, when I tell people like when I did an actual like playthrough of Chrono Trigger off an SNES cart, right? Like legit SNES cart. And for me that was like a level of like nostalgia for me, right? Cuz like I grew up with like I had a Genesis, but I wanted an SNES. So that's where I stood growing up. So playing it that way was great. And then I would randomly get people being like, "Hey man, what platform is that on?" I'm like, it's like, "Oh, is that is that one of these? Is this one of those new retro themed PC games or something like that?" And I'm like,
small indie studio.
Is that by the guys that made Shovel Knight?
Yeah. Oh my god. You'd be really surprised, man. Shit comes around full circle.
Yeah, true.
It's fucking crazy. All right, CD. Yeah. Bases are loaded. It's up to you.
Yeah. So, I've actually been taking a break from the usual. So, no Zelda and no Diablo this week.
Oh shit.
But instead, I have started playing a game by Platinum, which features decently sized shooty and punchy robots.
In disguise.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Transformers Devastation.
It's so sad people can't buy that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, since about 5 years now already. Whew.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, that's really a shame because it's quite enjoyable.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I've actually played through the main story in easy mode first, and then now I'm just looking at the other difficulties and the challenge missions. So just doing that on the side. And this weekend I've also started playing the new Star Ocean. Divine Force, which has a decent start. Obviously it starts out with the essentially the opposite of escalated quickly, since you're in a spaceship and you get essentially kind of shot down and have to go into the escape pods and go down to the planet. So that went downhill fast.
The game was rigged from the start.
Shit hit the fan immediately.
Yeah, no, I'm essentially on the search for the other people from the ship that hopefully all escaped. We don't know yet if any of them didn't make it, but so far it's fun. Graphically, you see the limitations, but the combat system is fun. Traversing the open world becomes fun quickly once you get the additional feature unlocked, because at first you can only walk and jump around, and after a while you get improved traversal, so to speak, which definitely helps. And story and characters, so far relatively standard. Gotta see how that one continues, but I'm only a few hours in, so hardly anything given the usual length of such games.
All right.
Yeah, that's been a pretty fun week.
All right. Now, G, as you are new to this show, I wanted to explain to you what this next thing on the list was. So, CD will tell you I have a certain love of Twitch culture. Not necessarily like being on Twitch. Don't misunderstand. I don't want to be on Twitch. But like Twitch culture is just it's like watching a National Geographic film, right? like
and you see the wild Twitch streamer trying to fish for subs.
Yeah. It's like I would pay.
And here you see the Twitch streamer getting thrown at with bananas for the 20th time this stream.
It's this crazy thing on this show where like some crazy bullshit will happen on Twitch and like Twitch culture, and I cover it not because like I have a vested interest, but because I look at Twitch the same way you look at like a zoo exhibit. It's incredibly fascinating, and like it's
there with your ice cream, like, oh look, they're doing something stupid again.
And
not with ice cream, with popcorn.
Oh,
And CD will confirm this. He will confirm this. This has happened multiple times on this show where I just derail the show for a Twitch story because it's so uniquely fascinating to me and I have to talk about it. But because I now have someone who is a Twitch streamer on this show, I finally get to go there and ask the question I've been wanting to ask. Now, a long time ago, G, I asked you if you would ever consider like the notion of like streaming on YouTube versus Twitch and what's motivating you either way. And you said at the time, I wouldn't really want to leave Twitch because the culture. So I want to know now, what exactly is the culture? Because what I've seen of Twitch culture is, I'm gonna be honest. It's like
right now the Twitch culture is like a fish out of water. You know, it's like
what keeps
you mean it's like the shark from Maneater jumping on land and then
but in this case, like Twitch pushes the shark back in for a brief moment, just for it to jump out again.
You go back in there. No, I don't want to. You go back in.
Because like there are a lot of like YouTubers who like double as Twitch streamers who like went from Twitch to YouTube back to Twitch. And I'm always like, what happened? What's motivating you to stay on this platform if like every like 6 months Twitch almost does the stupidest thing ever imaginable?
So I think, at least personally, right? For me, I've put a lot of time into getting the Twitch chat and the Twitch stuff all how I like it. It is like I guess I want to say sunken cost, right? So I've put in a ton of work. The audience is built there. People know me there, and you know, are aware
the community.
Yeah, exactly. And I will say that a lot of changes Twitch have done, while stupid, haven't really affected me personally.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
So it's a case of like, I agree with everyone saying Twitch is being dumb, but you know, that whole like 50-50 split, I've had that. That's normal for me. And it's just those kind of things, while dumb, haven't personally affected me. And because my community is already there, they still haven't nudged me off the cliff, let's say.
Yeah,
I am fully prepared to jump to YouTube streaming if that does happen. Or I don't know if Kick is like the big thing now. But either way, like I'm preparing, but I'm not planning to leave anytime soon.
You know, that's really fair though, right? Because like there's no sense in jumping ship on principle if the problem itself doesn't affect you, right? Like
yeah. And I totally support people that do and are doing that. But until it, has some personal effect on my end, or the alternatives offer something far better, which, as far as I'm aware, YouTube specifically has some limitations of things that I really enjoy. They don't have like channel points or anything like that, or that kind of interaction. I don't know about Kick, so I haven't actually looked into that proper. But even if they did have something similar, it still probably wouldn't offer something enough for me to have to want to jump ship. And then that's just me. I've also then got to convince the people that watch me to also jump ship. So
God help us, G. How many YouTube alternatives? How many YouTube killers do we remember? That have
that have been that many, honestly.
I know. I remember Blip specifically. Blip specifically was the big one, and we all saw how that one went down like a wet fart. So,
yeah, but it was around for quite a while.
It did well for quite a while.
It got bought out by what was it, Maker?
Maker Studio, one of the largest one of the largest scams of all time. Surprisingly enough. It got bought by Maker Studio, turned into an exclusively creator platform that you had to be a part of, like, an in-group to get into, and then they just shut it down because reasons.
It was gone.
I know that all too well, as I was a part of Maker when they died. So.
Oh yeah, you were tangentially connected to that. You were tangentially connected to that Titanic when it officially sunk. When
it's funny, I've kind of been connected to sinking ships before they actually go down. I was when people tell me when I can tell people like, oh, I was a part of Channel Awesome, but like left way before that imploded.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I would
just check one thing about them. Is he still there? Yeah, Guru Larry's still listed.
Yeah, Larry's still there. He's won the Battle Royale.
I remember
him and Brad Jones.
Yeah, I was gonna say is
those are the two that are left. Besides the main people.
I love the fact during the Giant Exodus, Guru Larry's like, bro, I might be the only one left.
Still there.
He's like, I might be the only one left. I might just stay just to have that. I might just stay just to have that. And you know what? I commend him for it, man. Stay on that sinking ship to the very fucking end. Claim there can only be one.
Spite can be a good motivation.
Oh, dude, dude. Spite is the thing that fuels like 80% of my endeavors. All right, like it's not always the love of the hobby. Sometimes it is just pure hateful spite that motivates me. Is it a good thing? No, but it's honest, and I do my best to be honest. All right. So,
Rizzo will never do this one thing. Oh yeah, bitch!
Hold my beer.
Yeah, I won't jump ship off my own website just to spite the people on it. Why would I ever do that? Oh wait, I did. Don't ever in your life think that I'm somehow above it, because I'm not. Asmongold said it best. If you're taking the low road, guess what, bitch? I'm meeting you there. All right, fuck the high road.
Exactly.
If you go the low road, I'm looking for a tunnel that goes deeper.
Yeah, you want to go low? Guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to the core of the fucking planet. Let's fucking rock.
Where's my digger?
All right, so, part of this show sometimes is we cover news stories, And I put in the conversation with you the 2 stories that we're covering today. One of them is Tiny Build is using AI tools to monitor staff and identify problematic workers.
Oh my god! What? What?
All right, Tiny Build's boss, Alec,
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name, says the company is using AI to identify toxic workers, which according to the CEO also includes those suffering from burnout.
Oh.
Why? Because he claims there is a direct correlation between how many times somebody uses certain words compared to the amount of words they use overall and the likelihood of them experiencing burnout at some point in the future. So basically, he's using an AI to monitor the staff's communications and then using that to base judgments about the staff. Gonna be honest, man, you know, AI was always an interesting idea, but I always knew it was going to be used in less than great ways. I really wasn't. I don't know why I didn't expect it to take over for HR. I feel like I should have saw that one coming. We were all focused on like AI generated art, but we should have been more worried about AI generated human relations. Can't say it.
And then he goes on to say things like toxicity and burnout being the same thing.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, you can...
Oh.
Bro, hold up. Bro, when I burn out, that doesn't make me toxic. Like, that's not...
Yeah,
like...
that's just me all the time. Burnout has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's essentially, they have a screenshot here with, originally this part of the presentation was about toxicity, not burnout. They're the same thing. Think positive when you field such tools. How the fuck is that being positive?
At one point,
I am positive that I'm being overworked and underpaid and
not appreciated. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, man, I'm happy fucking day.
Quite positive that Mr. Nichiborchik can go fuck himself.
Yeah, right. What the fuck?
At one point, he suggests the AI was used to identify a studio lead who wasn't in a good place and could help them avoid burnout. On the surface, this might sound like a win, but the CEO goes on to suggest that toxic people are usually the ones.
About the burnout.
About the burnout. Of course.
That's probably about to burnout.
Yeah. I guess,
you
know what? Like, here's the thing, man. Like, on one hand, you can't always control the way these things are implemented. But eventually we might need to like actually make rules about letting stupid monkeys use these tools, cuz maybe
imagine like
maybe we've made a mistake. Like humanity as a whole. Like at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Skynet actually does murder us. Like, how
about fucking working on your management to not have the burnout problem in the first place?
Right?
You smeghead.
Well, I mean, why do that if you could just fire the people who burn out? You just get rid of the people who...
too much effort.
Yeah. Why fix the burnout? Just fire the people who burn out, and guess what? Now there's no more burnout in your company. Oh, it's perfect. You cut the problem.
What I like to do here at company is that my workers are like batteries, and once I've run them dry, I toss them out and get new ones.
Yeah, that turned out to be a better process than using them as rechargeable batteries, because every time we put them into the recharger, they kind of didn't like that.
This guy treats his workers with the same cavalierness as Alan Wake treats batteries.
Jesus.
Not sure how many people played Alan Wake, but that was supposed to be like an advertisement for like Duracell or Energizer, and it turned out to be like the worst advertisement because the batteries died in like 20 seconds every fucking time. So I don't know what the don't know what that says about your brand when the batteries in game.
Probably like it's probably like the batteries in the game weren't our brand. Ours actually work longer.
Oh, God.
This is a lesson in what not to do.
Got it. All right. Big brain moves.
Yeah. Don't just take any battery you find on the street or wherever in any dumpster. Use our brands.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like AI is gonna get regulations soon. What with the uproar that it's been causing for people, not just in the art industry now, you know, obviously in the fact that voice actors are going against people using their voices for various things. And even like I heard a story about like Hollywood now wants to like hire extras, get AI profiles of those extras, only pay them once, and then have access to them forever.
Yep. Yeah, that's part of why the Writers Guild is striking.
Yeah.
And now the Actors Guild as well.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, what? Oh, God. I believe AI has legitimate use in the world, but like, oh my God, it's the fact that people are using it to do that kind of stuff infuriates me.
Yeah, it certainly has its uses. The problem is that there's also many ways to misuse it.
Yeah, exactly.
Way more ways. There are way more ways to misuse it than there are ways to properly use it.
As is the case most of the time, and people find new and creative ways to misuse it.
People find new and creative ways to fuck each other. I don't know how we managed to do it as a species and not die out, but here we are in the year of our Lord 2023, and we somehow still haven't suffered the heat death of the universe, the robot uprising. We're still here. It's actually really impressive.
Didn't Doom take place in 2023? When's that happening?
Don't worry. Give it time. We'll get there. I promise.
Do we need to look for holes in the planets of our solar system now?
Yeah.
And then we see the Doommarine. Bump.
So, I was going to cover the other story, but I'm tired of talking about the Activision Blizzard story. So we're not covering the Activision Blizzard story. That is a creative decision I am making on the fly because this is my fucking show. I don't care. I don't want to cover that fucking story. Dude, that story comes up so fucking much. I'm done with it. Fuck that story. So instead, I want to talk about another train wreck that's called Skullgirls.
Oh God!
Because nothing makes me happier than a dev deciding to not only shoot themselves in the foot, but actually take the shot.
Using a double-barreled shotgun for that.
But actually taking the gun and blowing off a leg in the process.
Yeah, so, well, I have to correct myself. It's not a double-barrel shotgun. It's the equivalent of a chain gun, but as a shotgun.
So, the devs of Skullgirls aren't the same devs who originally made the game, right?
And not entirely. Some of them are.
Some of them are, but majority of them. But the majority aren't. So these modern-day Einsteins decided, for what I imagine to be stupid reasons, that they just weren't, they didn't feel the content of their game was appropriate anymore. They couldn't morally live with themselves. So they went on a tear from taking away certain references from certain characters to actually removing full-on art pages from their digital art book and patching it.
The art book that, from what I remember, has been a Kickstarter bonus.
Yeah, they actually patched a digital art book to not have content in it, which is honestly, I'm not even mad. I didn't know you could do that. That wasn't even like me being mad at you. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not even mad at you, Skullgirls.
Decision.
I want to go into a library, pick up a book, and go to the counter and be like, "Is this got the latest patch?" Like, I want to make sure I'm up to date.
It's like, given what they've changed in the game, it's like going to the library and trying to buy a book about World War II and asking, have the Germans in this book been patched so they don't seem quite as evil? Because having them having the Nazis depicted as Nazis is kind of not my thing.
Yeah, it's not really my taste in history.
Is an update like that the equivalent of going into the library and just tearing pages out of the book?
In parts, yeah.
Yeah. It's almost the equivalent of like going into a library, finding a certain page, writing your own page, and then stapling that page on top of the page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, taking some super glue and putting the page on there.
So, okay, they do this, right? Fans figure it out because, of course, they fucking do.
I mean, it was public, I think.
So yeah. I love this exchange, right? So the Steam page gets recently reviewed as overly negative, as like overwhelmingly negative, as it should be. And
currently it's mostly negative, but yeah, I think the amount is higher than from the overly negative. From the other state, yeah.
Because I'm perfectly fine with naming and shaming, and I don't give a fuck, Evan Hashimoto completely bangs out this banger of a tweet saying Skullgirls absolutely doesn't deserve to be review bombed by creeps who are mad that they desexualized a minor or removed Nazi imagery. It's on sale right now, so I'll make a deal. I'll buy the first 15 people who comment here the game if you try it and leave an honest review. Yeah, real banger of a tweet there, homeboy. Real banger of a tweet, my guy. Which then gets retweeted with Skullgirl's official account liked this tweet that called any critics of their censorship-filled patch creeps. Great way to make us hate you guys even more. And to say that this has only gotten worse, it's only gotten worse. The game is. I would actually think that like at this point you'd just be better off just not supporting the game and just making something new. But I don't think these devs actually have enough monkeys and enough computers to bang out another video game.
They don't have enough self-awareness to notice that they're in the wrong.
But you know what?
At the time of that screenshot, it had around 3,800 in that overwhelmingly negative review category. Now, it's mostly negative, but it's at 6,000 reviews.
Jeez. That
recent reviews section, with 22% of those reviews being positive. And obviously, because we can't just take one error and not put more onto it, at some point they decided, yeah, we are gonna mark these reviews off topic. Because that also works out so greatly.
They reported 5,000 negative reviews, despite the fact that Steam has one of the best review systems going. Is 100 shades of pathetic. So basically, they marked over 5,000 negative reviews as not being valid, which
because if I enable the filter that doesn't show the off-topic ones, now I have a recent review setting of very positive, but only 35 reviews.
Oh.
You know, like I've taken my fair share of L's in my life. I don't necessarily know if I could recover from an L this bad. I just don't know if I don't know if I have the mental fortitude to recover from an L like this. I just don't think I'd be able to. I'd probably have to like make one of those apology tweets where you just screenshot the Notes app on fucking iPhone and then disappear off the internet for like 6 months and hope nobody notices. Or it's like the apology tweets you see from devs where it's like a picture screenshot of like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing we've seen like 16 different times already, where it's like, we're really sorry guys, but the game sucks. The game's bad. Which, by the way, devs of Gollum. Yeah, how did that one work out? Oh, we're working really hard to polish up the game. We went out of business.
Yeah, the dev team has been fired.
Yeah, we can't. we were gonna fix it, but they fired. We're all fired. We're all fired.
Yeah, that company is now a publishing only company.
I'll be honest though, I probably wouldn't wanna. I probably would have fired you too if you made.
Yeah.
Hey G, did you see gameplay and like reviews of Gollum?
I watched Vinny play it.
Good game, isn't it?
Oh, it's a game of all time. Let's just say that.
It's certainly one of the games of all time.
Yeah, no, hold up. Hold up. You remember when like games like what was it? Remember when people argued that like walking simulators weren't video games? Are we sure Golem qualifies as a video game?
It's an experience.
Yeah, experience
the rock bottom of video games. Once you've experienced this, the only way is up.
Once you've played Golem, nothing can ever really emotionally harm you ever again.
Once you played Golem, why not play a better game like Ride to Hell Retribution?
Oh no.
Honestly,
that one would actually be that one would actually make you laugh at least.
Yeah, true.
Honestly, after Golem, I feel like if you actually played through Golem, you would actually, your standards would have fallen so hard by the end that like you could play Forspoken and probably walk away pretty fucking happy. I feel like.
I realized that Gollum is the assist to allow you to really appreciate art. And so once I beat Gollum, I saw Bad Rats in a completely new light.
Oh, Jesus.
I now understand its true artistic meaning.
You old fucking man. This old ass man masquerading as a gaming YouTuber.
My days, Bad Rats was a bad game.
No. That game came out in 2009.
Oh goodness. Oh my god, I can't with you guys. I fucking can't. I knew having an OG on this show was gonna get me in trouble, but
with one thing I'm certain though, no one in the Golem team will claim they made 90% of the work.
Oh god. No, G. There's a story. There's a story behind this. So, Kenna Spirit Bridge, there was a story behind the development, and one of the guys who was part of the development squad as like he was contracted. His goal was to become a full-time employee, but he got contracted, and he made the absurd claim that he did 90% of all the programming for the game. 90%. I'm not misquoting him. Those were his words in the article. His quote. He did 90%. And I've never let that go. Because in my mind, dog, if I've done 90% of anything, I'm just going to lie and say I did 100.
Yeah, I mean... yeah, you might as well just kind of round up. I did that everything, pretty much. Like,
bro,
I did the game.
Bro, listen. If I could rightfully claim that I am 90% of the reason for someone's success, fuck you. I am 100% the reason why you were successful. I'm taking that 10, nigga. That's mine now. Fuck you. 90%. You did 90% of the work, nigga. 90%. What was the last 10% that you skipped the fuck out on? Like,
I don't know, maybe they couldn't get I don't know. I couldn't get the save to work. That's Steve. He did it.
He did 90% of the work. This man did 90%. Dog, at that point, what are you claiming that you're a one-man development squad? Because 90% of the programming, come on, dog. Like, ain't nobody believing that. And if I'm gonna believe that, then you might as well just lie and said you did all of it. Fuck it. Like, I did
a very specific number to pick. Like, why
90%. I'm 90% of the reason why GWolf's successful. No, fuck you. I'm 100%. That's my success now, motherfucker. No, fuck you. No, if I'm claiming 90, I'm taking that 10. That belongs to me. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Well, okay. Not.
You gotta put caveats on that one.
Not the dumbest shit I've heard on this show. Believe me. I've heard some really.
We've heard a lot of things.
I've heard some really dumb shit on this show, but that was pretty close. That was like.
That's really high up.
Yeah, that was like, understand, that was a few years ago, and I refuse to let that one go. Like, I won't.
You could say that is dumber than 90% of the other topics.
Yeah. At that.
How long have you been doing this podcast?
A few years now.
Oh my god, how is this the first time I've ever heard of it?
Okay, so all right, hold up. So let me preface a couple things.
Okay.
The show has existed in two forms. The original show, we created was known as the Caffeinated Banter, right? Mm-hmm. That show went on for roughly around 150 episodes.
Damn.
Now, towards the end, I told CD I wanted to redesign the show from the ground up, which, from a creative standpoint, might not be the best idea to put me in charge of that. But you know what?
Let's run with it.
Yeah. The conversation went something
I was here
like
with my popcorn.
The conversation went something along the lines of, "Hey, CD, I want to like redo the show." What? Like, you know, like reboot it, like entirely. He's like, "Okay." I'm like, well. So we rebooted as the turn-based Cynics. Now this show has only been going on for like 50. You're actually number 50. You're episode 50.
First episode was May 4th last year.
Oh, okay.
So not that many.
Yeah.
But the original start was around. Well, the uploads were at 28. The uploads to the podcast provider began end of 2018. But we've had it going on for a while on YouTube at first. So it was probably end of 2017 that we started. Originally, I think.
It's been a bit of a ride, man. It's been a bit of a ride.
We've had a few changes in main hosts. At first we were 4, and then 3, and now 2.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? That was fine because me and we bounce off each other just fine. We bounce off of each other just fine, and because I could get away with so much more nonsense on the show if I don't have to run every decision I make by committee. believe it or not, when the committee consists of mostly just me, well, if the train runs off the tracks off of a cliff, at the very least, I know it was me. It wasn't. You know,
and I'm just here with my popcorn enjoying the ride.
Yeah, like it's fun. Well, we're gonna end up wrapping the show up, G. Where can these lovely people find your lovely, aged, like mostly fine wine content?
Wow, thanks. I know that some of it sucks, so you don't have to sugarcoat it. Jesus.
Okay, look, you open the door, so I'm just gonna put my fucking foot in there and just say the truth that you've neglected to listen to. I think that you should just do Pixelated Memories full time. But, that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
To be fair, like in terms of like reception and general, like a lot of people would probably agree with you.
but here's the crazy thing: that's not even a new opinion from me because I've told you that before.
Yeah, you did a long time ago. That's just wow. All right, I've got a long list of places I am. Let me tell you.
Oh, Jesus. All right, go. Just go. It's fine.
All right. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/MegaGWolf. You can find me on YouTube as MegaGWolf or Pixelated Memories, depending on if you prefer Let's Plays or more retrospective review comedy videos. You can find me on TikTok as MegaGWolf because I do like skits and stuff because I kind of do some voice acting on the side, and Twitter, I guess, for like I do 3D model stuff, 3D art.
Mm-hmm. Although on Twitter you're Super Gwolf.
Yes, on Twitter I'm Super Gwolf because MegaGWolf was taken back in 2009 by some kid who liked Transformers.
That
account still exists.
I'm gonna tell you something at the end of the show. Very, very end of the show, G. Very end of the show. It didn't work out the way I was hoping, but I'm gonna tell you something at the end of the show.
Okay.
As always, everybody, you can find our show on a variety of different podcasting platforms such as Apple, Spotify, and Google every single Sunday, and our video show on YouTube every Sunday, lest I have to eat a shoe. I don't want to do that. There's no calories in that shit, but here we are. I'm slowly withering away and G-Wolf gets more strength by the day, so clearly this has
more souls.
Clearly this has worked out. Now, G, this is one of my favorite moments of the show whenever I have a guest on. This is an opportunity for you, G. An opportunity for you to air out a hot take. You can air out a hot take right now on this show, G. Ooh. Right here, right now, G. No judgment. You can throw that hot take out there for the world to hear.
Do I want to echo one that I've kind of held dear that I don't tell many people, or do I want to do a new one? Because there's one that like I have said occasionally, and I don't know who knows it or not, and that is if you remove aesthetic, music, and general vibes, the original Jet Set Radio is bad. Yeah, it is. It controls like shit. It is so hard to have fun with that game. But the rest of the game carries it, and I get that, and maybe it would have been different if I grew up. Future is way better. But yeah, no, the original is awful.
Ooh, I was not expecting that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. MegaGWolf hot take, everybody. I hope you've all dug it. Shit, I wasn't ready for that, but
listen, when controls make a game, because obviously you need to control the game, the rest of it can be great. But if it isn't fun to play, I don't care.
All right. So before I officially end the show and call it a day, I want to tell you, G, about a little adventure I've been on for the last 3 months.
Okay.
On your behalf. You didn't ask me to do this, G, but it was a challenge. I was gonna say it was a challenge I set up for myself. Okay. I have been on a 3-month journey trying to get a hold of the guy that holds MegaGWolf on Twitter.
Oh.
It was a chat. Okay, so my original plan was I was going to get a hold of him, right? Have him change the name on Twitter, and then I was going to change my handle to MegaGWolf.
Oh my god.
To prove to you I got the handle and then give you back the handle. That was the plan. The plan was I'd make my name MegaGWolf and then be like, yo, G, look what I got. And then you'd be like, the fuck happened? Turns out this motherfucker has been difficult for me to track the fuck down.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not surprised. He posted last in 2009, like 4 times, and then just died. I don't know if literally, but like,
no, he's alive. He's alive. I just can't get him to like respond to me on anything. I have tried so many different methods of contact, and like I'm not like rude or nothing. It's mostly like professional. And like, I know it sounds like a dumb thing to do, but I was like, you know what? I got spare time on my hands. I'll jump down this rabbit hole all for the bit. Like the whole bit would have been, I would have got on Twitter one day, tweeted at you and be like, yo, G, look at my handle. Look at
I would have been so confused. Like, oh my god, like, what?
Look at my
right?
look at my handle. Then you would have saw MegaGWolf, and then I would have DM'd you and been like, "It's yours, dude. Don't worry about it." I'm just fucking with you.
God, I wouldn't even know, like, because like, while it would be nice to have it uniform across the thing, that's like over a decade of things and links out there that all link to my current one. Like,
oh yeah,
worth it.
Like I would do, like it was like a journey I've been on for like the last 3.
It'd be like good if like I could link it somehow so that it would like take people still. I don't know if Twitter has that though.
Like it's been like a journey I've been on for like the last like 3 months of trying to get a hold of this mother. And like I said, it was all for a joke. Like it was legitimately, I was doing it for a joke. It was the longest winded joke I've ever tried to pull off, right? Because I knew if I could get the name and then have that be my actual my actual Twitter handle, and then I would tweet you with it, it would blow your fucking mind. I'll be like, man, that by itself would be worth like everything. But I just couldn't get a hold of this motherfucker for like 2 months. So I was like, well, this has been a fucking dead end. I know who he is. I found him. Like, that's not the problem. I just cannot get a hold of him. So I'm just like, fuck, this sucks. All my messages go unread, so I'm like, damn, my homeboy does not want me to follow through with my fucking joke. God damn it. Nobody appreciates the level of humor I do. God damn it. The most long-winded fucking plan of all time just to troll a Twitch streamer.
Oh my god.
And that's the show, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed. We'll see you all next time.